Hello everyone, my name is Killa Chicken, and I'm back with another video. You might not have expected it, but maybe you did. I'm back with the Harry Potter / Fantastic Beasts blind bag opening. I got, as you can see, 4 more of these, and I felt like I missed out on some pretty good minifigures, so I wanted to go back and try to get my hands on them. Also, not to mention, I had a couple of disappointing minifigure surprises, such as Draco Malfoy and Credence Barebone. But granted, Credence Barebone is kind of exclusive. There's like 2 of him in each box, so I guess I got kind of lucky. But anyway, just like last time, I'm just going to be opening up the bag, briefly showing you guys who I got, and a clever way to figure out who it is whenever you're feeling around in the bag. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, later, then I'll be doing a close-up review of the minifigure. But before we begin, I would like to do a quick prediction of who I believe I'll be getting. As you can see, I do have my people checked off for who I got so far. And the first person, I know that I'm going to be getting Cedric Diggory because I felt his obviously large the Triwizard Tournament Cup. So that's a for sure thing. And then I'm hoping to get him, Ron Weasley, because I kind of wanted to finish up this trio. But if I think I got him. I thought I felt Scabbers and his hairpiece. It might be Neville, but even if I get him, I'll be okay with it because he does have the mid legs that I want to get as many as possible. And then I believe I'm getting Dobby because I felt the short legs, and then I thought that I was going to be getting the invisibility cloak Harry Potter. I was hoping to get him, but then after I got him, I felt this huge thing, and I was like, what is this? And I was like, whoa, that's Dobby's head. So I believe I will be getting Dobby, and I also think I felt the book piece. So yeah, that's that. Also, I did say that I didn't really want the Fantastic Beasts minifigures, but I really wanted him because of the cool color wand he has. It's like the acacia wood color. And then he's got this adorable little Niffler guy who I think comes only in the suitcase set. And then he also has a suitcase, which is an amazing new piece updated from the really old kind that didn't really work well. So anyway, those are my predictions, and hopefully they are correct. Alright, let's get this started. Not this again. Okay, whatever. Oh, yep, there is Newt Scamander. Alright, so just as I predicted, I did indeed get Newt Scamander. And definitely one of the things to feel around for is this amazing new suitcase piece. But one thing to be careful for is if you want him and not Jacob Kowalski, you've got to be careful because they both have this piece. So another one would definitely be the Niffler. Even though he's pretty small, he's got a pretty different and obscure little piece. So if you feel something strange like him and the suitcase, then you should be pretty sure that you've got Newt Scamander. Alright, I think I felt the Triwizard Cup, so that's probably Cedric Diggory. These are seeming to give me a little bit more trouble than last time. Gosh, this is brutal. Yep, there it is, Cedric Diggory. And just as I predicted, this is Cedric Diggory, and definitely this cup is the go-to feel for this minifigure. But at first, when I felt it, I just felt this round part, and I was like, what? I almost thought it was a headpiece that someone would wear, and I was like, who has that shape? And then I moved over a little bit, and I felt the handles, and I was like, oh, that's the cup. I've been super excited to open these, just to see if my predictions were indeed true. Ah, yes, it's Ron Weasley. Now I have finished the trio. Ron Weasley, and definitely a go-to feel for is his hairpiece. This is a really rounded hairpiece. Of course, a few minifigures have kind of a hairpiece similar to this. That's why I almost thought it was Neville Longbottom, because his hairpiece is kind of the same shape. And then I felt Scabbers, but then I also thought it felt a little bit like the Mandrake because of how it kind of is thinner right here, and then it kind of gets bigger. But then I felt this tail, and I was like, okay, I think that's Scabbers. Alright, moment of truth. Is it going to be Dobby? Let's see. Ah, that was a nice clean cut. Yep, it is indeed Dobby. Alright, this is Dobby, and a go-to feel thing for this minifigure is to start off first, it would be these short legs, because then that would guarantee that you're either getting Dobby, Draco Malfoy in his Quidditch uniform, and then the invisibility cloak Harry. So once you get those legs, you're either getting those three. So then, if you feel this, you might think it's a suitcase, so definitely his headpiece. It's a very large headpiece that you could definitely figure out. It took me a little while. I'm kind of ashamed how long it took me to figure out that this was Dobby, but if you're clever enough, you will know that this big piece is Dobby's head. Alright, let's get right into this detailed review on all four of these Harry Potter / Fantastic Beast minifigures. As you can see, starting up, we have Newt Scamander, and as you can see, he's got this really kind of orangish brown colored wand, and a really nice new suitcase mold. This thing has a flap on it, kind of like the book piece that I think was introduced mainly for Nexo Knights. So that is a nice update from the really old suitcase and have right here. And the reason this one is better is because if inconvenience is a friend of yours, then that's bound to happen. So yeah, this this was a very good upgrade. I think they really knew what they were doing when they made this suitcase. And I think you can fit a little bit more in here than the other one. Maybe not, but anyway. As you can see, taking a closer look, he's got this dark blue kind of trench coat. And as you can see in his pocket, a new print that is the Picket, which was his little kind of tree sprout friend. Anyway, as you can see, he does have some nice dual molded legs, which I find is really cool. It goes really well with these trench coat people who like wear trench coats, so it's like blue on the back and then it kind of goes into brown right here, so that's a pretty good detail. And he does have a little bit of printing on the back. I apologize for the lighting. This is actually being filmed at like 10 o'clock maybe. So anyway, as you can see, he does have a little bit of back printing, and yeah, he does not have an alternate face, just like a lot of the minifigures in this series. And then he does have this adorable little Niffler, which is a pretty cheap way to get your hands on this guy. So this is definitely a pretty good minifigure to get. Boom! There's some more light for you. Hey look, a shadow. Anyway, coming up next we have Cedric Diggory, and this is from the Goblet of Fire. As you can see, he does have the Triwizard Tournament Cup, and this was a really good minifigure that I wanted to get just because he has a pretty good face print, and I love this hairpiece. Those are some pretty awesome hairpieces that they pretty recent. And then also another reason why I wanted to get him was because of this amazing on the side leg printing. You don't see that very often, so I really wanted to get that. Anyway, he does have some printing on the back. It says Diggory and no alternate face, but that's fine. He has a pretty good normal face. Anyway, as you can see, he does have just the normal reddish brown colored wand, and yeah, just the normal dark bluish gray pants. So yeah, it's a pretty good minifigure to get. I really wanted that trophy too because I don't have very many of those, and I recently got one from the Ant-Man set, so I wanted to get another one from this. Alright, coming up next we have Ron Weasley, and this is a pretty great minifigure. One of the main reasons why I wanted him was because of this kind of orangish brown recolored Han Solo hairpiece. It was a really cool hairpiece that I really wanted to get my hands on, and because of this new rat piece. So those are some reasons for why I wanted this minifigure. Also, he does have the mid legs, which are basically short legs that are posable, which are new for this series, but I think they're like one stud taller than the short legs, so people call them mid legs. Anyway, just like the two others, Harry Potter and Hermione, he does have his kind of Gryffindor robes on, but he doesn't have the sweater underneath. He's got like a tie and like an undershirt, which is a pretty good detail. And coming around, he does have a little bit of detail, just like everybody else who wears the Gryffindor robes. He does have that little kind of hood printing on the back and some creases. And yeah, he does have the reddish-brown wand, and he does have a little bit more of an accurate face. I really like this face a lot better than the one that was in Aragog's lair. Of course, he is supposed to be a little bit older. Anyway, as you can see, he does include this little rat piece, which is supposed to be Scabbers, or Peter Pettigrew, or Wormtail. He goes by many names. Anyway, this is exclusive to the minifigure series because he has that little kind of printing on the top of his head. I think it's supposed to be like a bald spot. But anyway, so yeah, this is an exclusive piece to this minifigure. And last but not least, we have little Dobby, and LEGO will never cease to amaze me with what they're able to do with their minifigures nowadays. As you can see, he has dual molded short legs. It's a very subtle, very not noticeable difference because of we've got the skin color, kind of peach color here, and then the sand color, so it's very almost not noticeable, which is kind of a bummer seeing how it is dual molded, and we don't get that very often, but it is indeed dual molded. He's supposed to be wearing like a pillowcase, so that's what's going on there. Anyway, as you can see, he does have some like dirty prints on his torso, and it's tied right there. And he does have a pretty great, I think it's like a rubbery material used for his head, so it's a little bit tough to turn. It kind of reminds me of Star Wars Clone Wars Yoda. Yeah, he had kind of a rubbery head. And yeah, this is, I don't know, something seems a little bit odd about the printing of the mouth. The really old kind, they kind of molded his mouth, which I think looked pretty good. I don't know why they did this. It just seems kind of odd. There's something seems a little bit off. But as you can see, he does have this long nose and the green big eyes. Does have a little bit of printing on the back to represent the pillowcase. There's a lot of dirt and stuff on it and some creases. And up here it goes into where it's tied right here. So some pretty good details on this minifigure. And as you can see, he does come with Tom Riddle's diary, which is a pretty good inclusion for this minifigure. And as you can see, it does have the giant hole just stabbed through it from the basilisk tooth. And opening up, it does indeed have Harry Potter's sock, which he gives to Lucius Malfoy, and then Malfoy gives it to him, and now Dobby is free. So that is what this is, which I think is a pretty good, very appropriate inclusion for this minifigure. So anyway, that pretty much wraps up my review of all 4 of these minifigures. We can go ahead and head out to the end of the video. Alright guys, there is my review on 4 more of the Harry Potter / Fantastic Beasts minifigures. I just felt like there were a few more minifigures that I guess I was missing out on, and I kind of wanted some more. So there it is. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like, and if you haven't yet, subscribe if you enjoy my content. If you haven't seen any more, be sure to check that out on my channel. Also, if you are subscribed, be sure to click the bell icon to just get a solid notification for every time I post a video. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you next time in another video.